Good morning and welcome back to a brand new video. Theo has just come back home after going to the store. He's got some exciting stuff for me, I'm sure. Yes, lots of compost, which is what I need because I've got raised beds to fill and actually one more raised bed to build. So I need to get cracking on that before it gets too hot, because right now it's glorious.
So I've got 5 bags all together. And I can see Bee's face behind the camera. She's literally smiling ear to ear. She is easily pleased. Just get her some compost, help her set up her garden, and she's happy. So this is the area, or it was the area where we're going to put the raised beds. And in our eye, it looked fairly flat. But then once we started trying to level out the raised beds, it was horrific. There was roots everywhere. You couldn't dig down because of the roots, so we couldn't level the raised beds, so they were all wonky all over the place. You can see here, there's a root, and the last thing we want to do is put extra dirt over these roots that won't be good for the tree. So we've decided to move this area, and what we're going to do, come over here. This is such a nice area under this canopy of trees. We're going to put a really nice bench seating area under here. This will be lovely in the winter, in the summer, to sit out, have your lunch under the canopy of the trees, but we're gonna move the raised beds somewhere far better.
I'm really enjoying this little area that I've set up right by the front door. I've got flowers that I grew myself, snapdragons, they're my absolute favourite, and then my succulent section because they all needed to come outside for sunlight, and then a little sign that leads to the lake that one day will be full and nice and brimming. And as you can see, it's not too hot today. It's only 28 degrees at the moment, which is wonderful. And then on the other side of the veranda, I've got a little potting station here where I've got seedlings that are growing up, and some of them have started to come out, which is exciting. And I've got some lovely marigolds because they are the absolute best. And I forgot what these were, but I think that this is actually parsley, which is my favourite herb of all time. So my garden is getting ready to grow. I've got loads more seeds here for later on in the year, other things to plant as well. And then on the front of the veranda, I've got loads of plants that I've grown too. I've got some catnip, which the cats actually are not interested in. And these are peppers that I've grown from seeds off peppers that I bought. And I've got peppers actually growing, which is really exciting, and some dahlias or dahlias, whatever you want to call them. Even more plants growing over here, and a lot of these can be transplanted into the raised beds, which is exciting. Loads of peppers coming out here too. Mystery selection of some sort of possibly cucumber, maybe a squash, not 100% sure. And more of those here as well. The basil has suddenly just shot up over the last few days, which is great. And this is a mystery herb I planted, forgot what it was. Smells wonderful, maybe some type of thyme.
So it turns out we had this amazing, really big patio area that is perfect for raised beds, and we just didn't see it at the start. But that's why sometimes it's good not to rush things, because things change over time. And this area, we did actually have a table and chairs, like in the middle right here, because we were like, oh, maybe we'll sit out here, enjoy eating your lunch. It's too warm in the sun in the summer, and in the winter, we're using every possible hour of the day to be out working on the land. So no time for sitting around on this patio, but it's completely flat, it's massive, and it's a perfect place to grow our veggies because it gets the perfect amount of sunlight in the summer and in the winter. We also have water directly just over there.
It's also worth noting that this is not the final configuration. We've still got one more bed to build. VeggieGar sent us a number of really fantastic beds, so thank you so much to them. I'll leave a link in the description. The final one to build is another deep bed, so we're going to have 3 deep beds, 1 U bed, and then 1 shallow bed for my herbs. So I need to get building on the final one now, and then once they're all up, we can configure exactly how we want them on the patio.
Sun shining bright over my horizon. Put the top down, gonna keep on driving. 'Cause it's blue sky, blue sky, blue skies. Blue sky, blue sky, blue skies.
Well, I'm stoked that final one is now built and it's time to head down to the animal friends and give them their morning treats. I can see the chickens getting excited, but I just wanted to point out this tree here with absolutely gigantic leaves. Look at the size of that. It's amazing. Cannot get over the size of those leaves. And it's growing out from one that burnt last year. So it's nice to see that it's come back to life from the roots. No idea what it is, but it's impressive. And now the chickens are really getting worked up. They know I'm here, they spot the food bowl. They're trying to break down the cage. It's a bit early for the goats. Hello, Margot. Matilde, Sky. Where's little Sweet Pea? I've got carrots for you. Do you want some carrots? The goats are really enjoying carrots at the moment. And Sky, this goat here, I've made such good progress with her recently. I got her eating out of my hand for the first time ever. And look, she's gonna come over. Hey, lovely. Hang on. Oh, dropped it. Here you go, do you want a fresh one? This is absolutely monumental. Her sister Aurora, just before she died, I'd got to this stage with her where she was eating out of my hand, which is really exciting. All of the other animals eat out of my hand and let me come up to them. And Sky is now finally, after 1.5 years of living with us, eating out of my hand and coming up to me. This is really nice. You've got to be slow and steady to gain their trust. You want your carrot, do you? And now the rest of them want their carrot. Matilde here is the one who had to have staples in her ear and is fully recovered now from the wounds that she sustained from the dog attack, and her appetite is like never before. Absolutely dying for the carrots. But you've got to make sure the others get some too. Look at you, it's like you've never eaten. Here. Matilde. Look at your little mouth. Oh, Matilde is hoovering them up. The animals all bring me endless joy, and it's my favourite part of the day getting to see them all. And the chickens, the chickens are ready and waiting for their morning snacks. And I've got a lot for you today, lots of leftover food. Come on then. Come on. This? Oh, you want the rice, don't you? Oh, okay. Come on. Now, because it's been so hot here, I've been putting some measures in place to make sure none of the chickens overheat, because they are a big breed, and big breed birds do tend to suffer more in the heat than smaller breeds. So I've had a fan I've had a fan on full blast during the day for them, and I've been soaking the floor, and they've got their foot bath to go in and ice and all sorts of things to cool them down. They've got shade, they do come out as well in the day, and I think it's been doing quite well for them. They seem quite comfortable. I've been making them electrolytes to go in their water as well, and so far so good. Now it's time for the daily egg check and the daily moving patty check. Oh, Paddles. I know. There's no eggs under you, but I'm going to take you out and make sure you have some food and water, because I know you're on a mission to be a mama again, but I'm afraid it's not an option. This right here is the fan setup. It works amazingly, and this fan is what kept us alive for the last 3 summers, and it's an absolute workhorse. The chickens don't seem to mind it now either, which is great. At first they were a little bit concerned. But this patch here, right in front of the fan, is where I soak the water. So it's really nice damp soil, which is great for them to cool down in. So the fan is on, they've got their snacks, Patty's out, there's no eggs to collect. The goats have had their snacks, they've got food, they've got hay, they've got some branches, they've got lots of water. Hello, Sky. There's the carrot there that you didn't eat, my love. And now it's time to move on to some other things.
So we're on the search for any dead wood that's lying around or dead trees that we can actually fell to go in our raised beds. It's the Hoger Culture method, and basically you stack it full of decaying logs and debris and organic matter, and that breaks down and creates a lovely environment to grow your veggies. So you can feel how light this is.
Is it really light? Tap it. Oh wow, yeah, this is one that burned.
This is burnt. That's perfect though. We'll chop some of this up. That will go in. And this is a jackpot because I forgot this was even here.
First load of wood is cut up and in the trailer, and now we need to head up to another section where we've been eyeing up some decaying wood for months now. Theo's just starting up the tractor and then we can go.
On to the next location. All the locations are in the shade, which is lovely. I absolutely love this area. And there's this tree that I've been meaning to bring down for ages, and William obviously agrees in the background. And you can see it's completely dead, this tree. You can see the bark just peels off.
Do you want to try and kick this one over?
I don't know, it's pretty big.
I'm joking, I don't want to break your back.
But this stuff here, this is perfect. This will decompose so nicely. It's already started to decompose, and that's what we want. This will rot down lovely. Fire up the chainsaw. It's quite a big tree, to be honest. Probably.
It was a silver birch.
Yeah, it's a beautiful tree. It's a shame that it died, but let's get at it.
Just going to leave this tree here for a little bit first because there is an ants colony living inside the tree. There's millions of them, and we may as well let some of them leave first. I've just realised they're all over my feet and legs, so we're going to leave them here for a while to vacate and break up the remaining bits. Theo's just spotted another standing dead tree here, which may as well come down. It's not doing anything. And then there's this monstrously dead tree. I don't know if you'll be able to hear me over the thing, but I have to climb over that every time I go to the chickens, and it's so annoying. Be good to finally move it. Hoger culture is actually a really good way of getting rid of carbon dioxide that was in the trees, because we all know they take in that and expel oxygen and they give us oxygen to breathe. But it's a really good way of just burying it and putting it back into the ground rather than just burning all of the wood, because then that goes off into the atmosphere. So this is a really good way of getting rid of carbon dioxide, because the trees, as they're dead, do leach it back out again. So instead it's going to go into new plants and new growth, which is really exciting.
I'm as wet as a beaver building a dam at the moment. We've got a trailer full of wood. I've just cut up a load more trees and stacked them in piles to my left. They're going to be really useful for the bigger raised beds because they're bigger trees and it will compost down really nicely. It's all dead wood. Some of the piles do have some more of them ants, so if you guys have any ideas or solutions that we can spray on the wood that isn't harmful, like no chemicals, maybe like a natural solution like a vinegar or something that we can spray on there, get rid of the ants, and then we can use it in our raised beds. But obviously we're going to be eating from the raised beds, and on this farm we don't use any pesticides, any chemicals or anything like that. It's all natural.
raised beds in place, except for the little tiny one. I haven't decided where I want that yet. Theo's just reversing all of the organic matter in, and we're going to be focusing on the U-shaped bed today. These ones are gigantic and they're going to take a while to fill, so we thought we'd focus on this one, and I'm hoping that by the end of the day I will have my numerous pepper plants in there. I'm so excited to get started. We've also got a load of really nice branches and mulchy stuff, natural organic compost things to go in. So Theo's just going to take up a whole load of it on the tractor now and bring that over too. Not yet. I need to put the liner in. I stopped him in the nick of time. Theo got a bit carried away and totally forgot that I hadn't put the liner in. So that needs to be done.
When I'm on the tractor, I just get in a kind of, I don't know, a tractor trance. And I'm just like,
gotta do the things.
Go.
I've got a bucket full. Let's dump it. Let's just wait 1 minute. 1 minute, maybe a bit longer actually, because I need to find some scissors. We now have the first layer down in our bed. It saves you so much money being able to use garden waste. So we've got a load of chippings, branches, grass, everything in here. And I've crushed it down with my feet, and now I'm gonna spray it, which helps it go down even further, because these raised beds will go down. It's inevitable. It's the whole point of doing it in this way. And then over the years, you just top it up more and more with compost. So now, oh, that's a good setting. I'm going to give it a spray. The first soil dump is happening right now. This is exciting. This is the soil that we moved last week. It was so, go back a bit. There we go, perfect. It was so tiring moving all this, and I cannot wait to soak it, because look how dry it is. There's zero moisture in that soil. This is so much easier than having to do it all by hand. I mean, we are still doing it by hand, but the tractor is doing a lot of the hard work. Oh, this is glorious.
And it feels like the summer. Oh, it feels like the summer to me. It feels like the summer. It feels like the summer, and it's where I wanna be. Oh, it feels like the summer, and it's
I'm sweaty, tired and filthy, but Theo's handed me a knife and I can put the final 2 layers of compost out. So let's just slice these open. Oi, look how lovely it's looking as well. This is actually a gigantic bed. I'm gonna be able to grow so much stuff on this. I'm absolutely hyped. Have I got soil on my face?
There's soil everywhere. Bee's absolutely cracking me up because she's just covered in soil. She loves it. She's basically was standing in the raised bed, just getting right stuck in. And this is where she's going to be spending a lot of time. So it's good that she enjoys it. How good is that looking?
It's looking so good. This soil's super warm as well because the bags were in the sun.
You sound shattered.
I am, you know. I've only had one coffee today.
You got something in your hair?
Oh, is it soil by any chance? What is
It's
it?
a bug.
Huh? I've been giving each layer a really decent soaking because even though it looks like it's being drenched, it takes an awful lot to get the water through. So this is going to be getting watered an awful lot anyway. And I'm just preparing it. So I think I'll do it tomorrow because I don't want to rush into it. I want to let the soil go down, plant my first plants in here, and it's going to be the peppers because they're absolutely desperate to get out of the pot. So I wanted to say a big thank you again to Veggie for helping me make my garden a reality. I'm so happy with it. This is lovely.
It's so nice to see Bee so stoked on getting stuck in to a project. She is an amazing gardener. She did a great job at our off-grid property and she's going to do a great job here. If you guys are interested in getting yourself some raised beds, then just click the link in our description and make sure you tune in for the next video because we have a really cool project that is the start of a very big undertaking. So you're not going to want to miss that. Thank you for joining us. I am actually so stoked as well that we can literally just walk out of our front door, pick fresh veggies and get them straight in the kitchen. That is what it's all about. Thanks once again. I'll catch you on the next one.